yeah, and that's what's happening for me. And sometimes I feel like it's hard. It's hard work doing this Course in Miracles program with Jesus. And I laughed yesterday when I heard somebody call it the Curse in Miracles. I really had to laugh because sometimes, it does feel like that, because once you get into it, there's no going back. You can't go back to how it was before, and you can't go back to that sleeping state of unawareness, and the state where the ego runs the show. But it's just sometimes, it is sometimes really, it feels tough to do the work. But then the goal and the purpose, when you look at that and you think you're coming into your function, and the fact that God's will for me is perfect happiness, and that I'm going to live a life of happiness and joy and peace and love, and everything's going to be given, and this feeling of happiness and joy and love is going to be consistent. It's going to be a consistent experience that never fades off, that never tapers, that never stops, that never dies, and is totally consistent. So it's worth doing the work. But today when I woke up, I didn't feel that great. I don't know why. And I knew I wasn't in the right mind. I just wanted the world to open up and swallow me. And I was doing the school run, and this car pulls out in front of me, and I thought, what the heck? And its number plate was right in my face, and it said RUN, run. And I started laughing, because that was like a current state of mind, because I wanted to run away from everything. And I was laughing, and I knew I was in the wrong mind, and I knew that Spirit would never tell me to run, because there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere I'm not already, and there's nowhere to run. And of course, the other thing is, if you find that at the level of mind that you feel like you're having problems, or you feel cheesed off, you can run anywhere in the world. You can run anywhere in the cosmos, but you take them all with you. They're all with you. You can't escape them. So I knew there and then. I started laughing, and I thought, yeah, that's an option. If only I could. If only I could run. So yeah, I went for a walk in the woods, and tried to come back to my right mind. And just stop trying to run from my life anyway, because, like I say, it's a gift, and I can wallow in self-pity and victimhood and make myself miserable, punish myself with all my thoughts, and waste the experience. Or I can use it for the good. I can use it. There's lots of stuff in there that I can use to bring myself home, and to heal the mind, and to just laugh the entire thing. So yeah, laughing is what's good for me today, and I need some of my friend Claire's laughter yoga. So program cycles. Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say? Everything's just not as I thought. I've been wrong about everything. Everything I thought I'd been wrong about. And to even sit here thinking I know something, I've been wrong about that as well. Because really, I don't know anything. I'm just here sharing because I feel that's what I'm meant to do, but I don't know. I don't even know that. So yeah, working with Jesus is fun. He really gets you to look at truth, or point us to truth. I remember one time as well when he came at the beginning. It was a Sunday morning, and I said, "Oh Jesus, I hate Sunday mornings. I hate them." And he's like, "I hate Sundays, full stop." And then I started to say, "Well, it comes from my past as a child, because certain things just happened on a Sunday, and I just hate Sundays." And so many people around me were saying Sundays were their favourite day of the week, and I thought, oh, hell no, Sunday. Then Jesus just said, there is no time. There is no such thing as time. It's a man-made construct. There is no Sunday, you know. There's only now. That's all there is, now. And then he showed me this, it was this huge jar of jam, and I was looking, like I had an aerial view of this jar of jam, and I was looking at the lid of the jam, and jam just represented the entire cosmos. Then Jesus took the lid off the jam, and then the jar that was holding the jam dissolved, and then it was just jam. The entire cosmos was made out of strawberry jam. And I was laughing, thinking, why the jam? What's for the jam? And he starts singing, is it Bob Marley? We're jamming, we're jamming, we're jamming in the name of the Lord. And he really likes that song. He was singing it away, and we're jamming. And the next thing, I'm traipsing through this jam that is the cosmos, and I'm in it. And I seem to be walking through it and around in it, and it's just, all of a sudden, this hand came up from above, and it put this framework in. It was like a white plastic framework, and it went in, and it got pushed down into the jam. And then, like, the fractions of a pie, it was like another framework came in, and that got pushed down into the jam. And the fractions were getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and so this framework was the man-made construct called time, and the frameworks that was coming in was decades and years and months and days and weeks and hours and minutes and seconds and milliseconds and nanoseconds and days of the week and months of the year and seasons, and everything was just crushed and pushed into this jam to show me it was just a man-made construct. And then it all got lifted back out and was back in the now, back in the jam. It was all jam. It was so what he was saying to me, every moment of now is just that, now. And then he said, you have given everything all the meaning it has for you. So if I wanted to walk in a part of jam and call it Sunday, I could call it Sunday. If I wanted to walk the other way and call it Tuesday, I could call it Tuesday. But it was just my meaning, my conditioned meaning that was being applied. And really, he said, nothing means anything. There is no meaning. There is no Sunday. There is no month. There is nothing. And he said, so it's all the same. How can you say that you love Fridays but you hate Sundays. He said it's the same thing. It's all the same. So really, you've just got to shift the framework, the construct of time out. Get rid of it. Just let it go. And it really taught me, because at this time I didn't have the course. It was just Jesus teaching me, and but the way he was teaching me, and the stories that he used to teach me, and the analogies that he gave me, and it just seemed to be really powerful at healing me, because I already mentioned the one yesterday about healing me of grievances. But this time construct thing, it really did seem to have an amazing effect on me, and I really began to appreciate Sundays, and I began to love them as much as I love Fridays, and I realised that it was just an old idea from the past that was making me feel that I didn't like it. And once I removed all the framework and the meaning and the conditioning and the judgment, I started to enjoy Sundays like any other day, and so I was healed then from that aspect of not liking Sundays. He actually did show me that we see like time here like on a linear scale from one end to the other, the past, the present and the future, but in the worldly terms, in the storyline, time is vertical, and it's all happening at once. Everything's happening all at once. There's no like past, present of it. It's all happening now, and that just makes you see that there really is no time, because it all happened in one click of a finger and was over in one click of a finger. It just really makes me go wow. To think of it like that, and to even think of deja vu. And it's like almost like with deja vu, I can slip into the aspect of myself that's a week away. It's happening now, but it's like what's happening a week away. And so I can slip into that aspect of myself and then come back. And then the following week, when that time comes up, I know it's like deja vu. It's like, now I know what's going to be said next. I know what's going to be done next. And I know it's just the weirdest feeling. Yeah, because it's already happened, and it's just like I'm remembering that. The word feeling, word deja vu. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the lessons that Jesus was bringing me were just profound. One of his first ones was, I am not the victim of the world I see. That was a huge one. But the most profound one that he taught me was that God did not create this world and knows nothing about it. That one hit me like a ton of bricks, in the fact that it hit me like a ton of bricks because it was truth resonating throughout my core. The first thing that ever made any sense in my life, that the ego, or the devil, if you like to call it, created this world and everything in it, created it for hatred, by hatred, and as an attack on God. And all my life I just could never understand how a loving God would have children suffer and starve and die of cancer and be murdered in natural disasters and war and famine, and I just could never understand it. Yet when it was suggested to me, well, could you understand it if I said that the devil was doing this? I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um,